Hey team, and welcome. I'm Winger.
I'm EG.
Derek.
And this is the format where we're going to discuss recent news regarding tech, movies, music, gaming. Nothing is off the table though. We just might want to discuss something that we experienced, train of thought, or idea that we've recently had. This is the Team Talks. Yeah.
Cheers,
Yo,
boys.
let's go,
Cheers.
buddies. I got some coconuts.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
I bet that sounded good on camera.
Chocolate buzz balls, everybody.
Alright, and Bush to wash it down, of course.
Yeah, we got a little bit of that bush, baby.
Alright, so we got 4 topics today. We got 2 regarding gaming, we got 1 regarding a legend who left us recently, and of course we're going to be talking about, some movie stuff. We got a trailer in recently, so we just want to talk about it, bullshit, and get everyone's thoughts. So, first topic regarding Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake coming out exclusively to PS5. At first, hopefully it will eventually come out on the Xbox. There's some quotes here, specifically from the loadout. The Knights of the Old Republic remake will likely release on Xbox, despite the fact that it's a PS5 console exclusive at launch. That's just going off the basic fact that, duh. It came out on the Xbox originally, right?
Well, yeah, it did.
Or PC.
It came out on the PC,
Quote,
ported
unquote.
over to Xbox. A lot of people will say that the Xbox version doesn't
Well, wait.
hold up to the PC
It
version.
did come out on Xbox first, didn't it?
I believe it
Originally.
came out on PC and Xbox. We will have to look that up. If you already know that information, have fun with that.
I got that.
Yeah.
It's because Disney owns it.
It's because Disney owns
Disney owned it
Owns
after the fact.
Star
This was
Wars,
back
though.
in the day.
Okay. I
What was
see.
it?
But
Winger.
that's why it's
2001? 2000?
it. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, back then, but
This
Disney
was still
owns it now.
Lucasfilms.
Why
This was
would
before Disney bought it.
Why would Disney only specifically want to partner with PlayStation? We all know that Disney knows that the more people you can reach, the better. Not to mention, I love you, PlayStation. We go way back. But
This
no,
is true.
no, dude.
we all got to be equal.
Xbox is doing a little bit better right now. With PlayStation's recent unveilings of
And-
what they do have coming out, it sounds a lot more likely that PlayStation might take the reins here shortly once exclusives start coming out, but Game Pass is just such a good deal.
That's why everybody has
You can get an
Xbox.
affordable console.
I can't see-
You pay $15 a month, you get all their live services plus over 100 free games from not only just them, but EA Play as well. Why would Disney, owning Star Wars, tell Star Wars or the people doing this remake, you can only do it on PS5? It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because Xbox is doing so well, and if Sony had something to do with this, as far as trying to licensing, because it's still Lucasfilm Games.
Yeah.
Now, is
I don't know
Lucasfilm
if
Games
it's still
still
Lucasfilm.
making stuff for
The game was,
Xbox?
the game
They're
was
still making-
originally BioWare. It was not Lucasfilm. It was originally BioWare. BioWare, the same people who did Mass Effect and stuff.
But Lucasfilms was still one of the producers.
Yes, it had something to do with it.
It's because of PlayStation. You can't get PlayStation anymore, right? So it's a big marketing thing. You can get an Xbox faster than you can get a PlayStation.
Yeah, it's easier to get an
And
Xbox Series X than a
Xbox,
PS5.
like you guys gentlemen are saying, they're fucking coming up.
Yeah.
Xbox is making a bit.
I didn't see this coming.
Playing Grand Theft Auto, with the squad or with the team. That makes me feel more Xbox-ish, if you know what I mean. I'd rather play Grand Theft Auto on an Xbox than PlayStation.
Well,
But
there's
if we all had PlayStations, we would still be able to do just the same thing. It's just the fact that I only have an Xbox. Both of you guys have Xbox that's at your houses.
That's true, but we both have PS4s.
I don't have a PS4.
You don't have a PS4.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
But
And I'd have to buy Grand Theft Auto for the 12th time.
do you think that PlayStation did this just so the fact that PlayStation would do better as far as sales and bring PlayStation more back to the reins? Because Xbox is killing it, and Xbox has the money to get those rights too. So why aren't they jumping on the wagon with it? Are they allowing this to happen?
There must have been some sort of backroom
Do you
deal.
think this game will bring people back to PlayStation and buy more PlayStations?
It's not going to make me go buy a PS5 if it is only on the PS5.
Right. But all that's going to do is just piss people off.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have Xboxes, and there's a lot of people have PlayStations too, but not as much as Xboxes.
So
but the thing is,
There's more PCs than anything.
here's another thing. There is don't get me wrong, a lot of children buy Xboxes. And it's not the fact that it's
the
more of a
interface.
child's toy. It's not.
the
It's for
interface.
the reason is because there is more content that children want to play. So do you see KOTOR more of a video game for children versus adults?
No, it's definitely an adult game.
That's what I figured. But a lot of children are playing more Star Wars and getting more Star Wars stuff. It's just
Kind
what
of.
I don't understand is like,
Not how
are they
we-
going towards more adults for this one because adults like PlayStations more?
That whole thing about kids being into Star Wars, like,
Dude,
I love the
looking
fact-
back at the late 70s, early
yeah,
80s.
yeah. I just love the
That was
fact
back
that
in the
like
day,
my
though.
son is into it. He wants a lightsaber and stuff, but I can see on his face, especially with like the recent movies that have come out, like he doesn't get it though. He doesn't get what Star Wars did to us as kids,
He doesn't.
and he never
And
will.
this guy
No,
showed me
Especially
Star
if they're
Wars.
turning out trash like that. And the only thing they've really got going for him is Grogu. Seriously?
Well, that's Grogu's cute as
Seriously.
shit.
Yeah, he's cute as shit, but that's
But-
what we're gonna use to
Did he
hook
watch?
the next
Did he watch The
generation.
Mandalorian?
Yeah, he watched him. He knows damn well who Baby Yoda is. Like,
Okay. Well, the thing is like, if they're trying to sell this game, why would they just do PlayStation and PC? Is it Lucasfilms trying just to sell to PlayStation to help them and not allowing Xbox not to get the franchise as well?
yeah.
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. The whole thing about the only thing
All I
that
know is
they-
it's pissing people off.
The whole thing-
like you.
Because they only stated for
And
sure.
you, Ichi.
They only stated for sure that it's coming out on PS5 and PC, and I'm like, even if that were the case, like I still don't understand it because right now, just about anything you can play on Xbox, you can play on PC. Anything
Yes.
you can play on PC, you can play on Xbox. And if the issue is the hardware, we've already seen what the Series X can do with something like Flight Simulator.
Absolutely.
Which has crashed people's upper level gaming like
The computers.
gaming setups.
No, straight up.
It's crashed though on those, but it runs just fine on a fucking Series X.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
I know the hardware.
the
is good enough,
I don't think it has anything to do with the hardware.
but like
I think it has to do with sales of the new generation of consoles.
more to the topic about the remake itself. We got this quote from StarWars.com while they were interviewing some of the higher ups at the company. Remakes in any medium can be dicey propositions. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Change too much and you can ruin the magic. Change too little and what's the point? Then there's a weight of fan expectation. Kellogg and Treadwell, not sure, as fans themselves, I believe Kellogg and Treadwell are like CEO presidents of the companies, even like lead developers that is making the KOTOR remake. Let's see, they have that as fans themselves. They understand all of this completely and have it in their top of their mind. They say, and quote, "This is something that is important and impactful," says Treadwell. "Our biggest goals on this are to be able to bring stories to a modern audience and have it be just impactful today as it was for players when the original launched." So that has me feeling pretty good. Like they understand what
Can I
that
say
did.
something?
Hold on. And then Treadwell goes on, we've
I
been
lost
working really, really closely with Aspire for a long time now to deconstruct what made KOTOR so great and bring back to new audience what everyone saw that was so great. Because we want this game to be an incredible RPG. We want this game to be just as beloved as it was before. Some of my favorite meetings have to have in my week. Oh, one of his favorite meetings in the to just have during the week during his work day is where they get to go down into the nitty gritty with Aspire and talk about why did we make this choice in the original game and how does it play today? How do we expand that choice and make it even more meaningful and impactful? We think about literally every word of dialogue and other choices down to the clothes that the character is wearing. So, they're taking those interactions between the characters and like what they say to each other and how they make the NPCs feel when they decide on specific things, and not really reworking those, but deciding like what made that a relevant decision back then and how can that apply to today. I don't know if they're going to be straight up changing some of the decisions based off a change in culture over the past 20 years.
But it still looks like... I'm pretty sure I saw clippets of it. It looks like almost the same game, but just way better in graphics and play.
Well, the only trailer that's out right now is just a black room. And then a lightsaber lights up.
It must have been for something. It must have been for something else.
That is
but like,
specifically promotional. That has nothing to do with like what we're actually. How are these interactions going to feel, and are they going to keep the same dialogue and choices? It sounds like they're going to be reworking some of those.
no, they are, and it kind of like how you said before. Like when you take a remake and then give it a whole new storyline and twist, when does it become too much and not enough to where it's the same game? And give it enough juice to where it's a remake, not just in heightened graphics.
Because, I mean, you and I were there. You and I were there when we found out that we were revving the whole time. You know what I'm saying? That was like, oh shit, here's this huge twist in a video game. Not a lot of games were doing that back then.
Not really.
At least
No,
not
not
on
at all.
the consoles.
Do you remember that,
that
Ichi?
we were playing.
Oh no, I
Dude,
don't.
Ichi,
I'm like trying to like
you find
comprehend.
Out, you've been playing this whole game.
I bought the game on PlayStation. I bought the old Knights of Republican, or the old Knights, the Knights.
The Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes, I'm sorry, I got that so
Not on
twisted.
PlayStation. Not on
Excuse
PlayStation.
me.
Because it wasn't on
No,
PlayStation.
I'm just saying. I have it now, like
You
on
have it.
PlayStation. So why is it on PlayStation? And it's not on Xbox. I wonder why that is, and that's still messing with me because like how are you supposed to like promote something if you're like always kind of like, oh well, this team is good and this team is good. You know what? I go with this team a little bit more. And it's like instead of like making it fair for everyone, we just divide. And it's like you want to divide and conquer.
Yeah, but
it's
what,
like
what do you think specifically about the idea of a remake in general?
the remake is gonna be fabulous.
Dude,
like
should they change a bit, or should they like leave it the
Because
way it is?
people
and
are already
just
going to
make
know the
graphics?
story.
I haven't got that
You can't
deep
change
into
too
it.
much.
I haven't got that deep into it. I have friends like introducing me to Star Wars like as a young child when we were eating watermelons, like spitting out, eating the whole thing. We were doing some crazy things when we were back. I was introduced to Black
But
Sabbath.
what if someone remade Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
If they remade that,
if they remade something like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas
if
right
they
now,
And then completely
but-
changes
but-
something
but
that
they made it
impactful.
only for one system, I would be fucking pissed.
yeah, no, but we're talking about
Personally.
we're talking about the idea of changing in a remake. How much do you want to change? How
You
much
want to
do you
much
change
do you
it.
wanna-
You want to change. You want to change the interface a little bit. You want to change, not the whole experience of like the euphoricness of it. You want to change like.
But story.
You want to give it a new face.
I mean, not
like a fresh face.
I mean, you want to give it like some upgrades, but like you don't want to upgrade it too much because if you upgrade it, then it's not the same. If you upgrade it so much, like for instance, if you upgrade your Mazda, it's gonna take. It's not gonna. First of all, it's gonna be stressful to try to deconstruct it and get it back to its original state because there's gonna be so many things put into it to where it just doesn't function right.
Yeah.
Or it could be you don't take so much out of it, but don't put so much into it to where it's gonna you can change a couple of things, but you can't change the
core.
Yeah,
The
don't
core of
change
it.
the core.
You
Change
put it-
the around it.
You
It's
want,
like
you want the same face, but just a fresher look on it with
yes,
with today's graphics and engineering
basically
on video games.
Keep yourself, keep who you are. Change a little bit of your surroundings. Change that, but don't change who you are in essence. And then don't try to undercut Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We keep
Like,
going back
that's
to
the problem.
That's the problem.
That's
though.
my shit.
That's
Like,
so
that-
because
that's
Xbox
games are games, bro.
That's the problem though, is because
knowing that this fight for IPs over the different platforms that are available, like it's become stupid. and like we all push for cross compatibility. Like
I've been saying this since
Yes.
the beginning.
I would
time.
like to, whether you're on Switch, me on PlayStation, and him on Xbox.
And we can still make love, baby.
We can still
make
hang out and
love,
play.
baby.
We can still all come together.
Yes.
And even for a
The
solo
same
game,
game.
Make that
even
love.
for a solo not multiplayer game,
Yeah, same thing.
I still feel it's important to be able to
Very much
experience
so.
it on all consoles.
Why can't everybody experience it?
Exactly.
Capitalism.
If that's what it is, I don't like it.
Oh, no, let's get it out into
So
it.
moving on.
Get down. Okay,
So
okay.
now
okay.
thinking about this
Man, I still
KOTOR
wanted
remake.
to talk about Contour. Man.
No,
Thinking,
we're
no,
good.
we're still talking about
We
KOTOR.
can
So
bounce. We can bounce.
It's not Contour.
Bounce,
This ain't
baby,
Contra.
bounce.
Okay,
Okay, so-
now listen.
Alright.
Okay, so with KOTOR being a remake, there were a bunch of different planets that you got to visit,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
like Mass Effect.
worlds will probably be more in depth, but are they going to try to open world sandbox a few of the more prominent levels and focus on a lesser variety of planets than the original game?
No.
So do
Not
you
if
think
it's
they're
on
going to
PC.
cut out this planet and this planet? That
They're not
like,
going to cut.
Not if
People
it's on
were like,
PC.
oh, I didn't really like
No.
the portions on this planet, but they know that people love the shit on Dantooine where you make your own lightsaber.
But you can make
so
your
they
own-
make that one a lot more prominent. They go and open world sandbox it and just like get rid of the stuff that no
Not
one really
too,
liked.
not too open sandbox. Like they're gonna have the same planets, the same way you can travel, but like more in depth into it. Why would you get rid of the planets that were already there that people loved? No.
Well, no,
more
I'm saying the
open.
ones that like maybe you were like, oh, I hate this part on this planet, and someone doesn't really care for that part.
They might still keep it, but give it like a new taste to it. Like
Can I?
that's-
Let me intervene real quick. No Man's Sky, right?
Okay.
I know what it is, but I didn't play too much
Okay.
of it. Yeah.
I think they're kind of doing the same thing. to
They're
where
not-
they're not
not
doing
too much
that, but
open-
I'm saying why take it out when you can revamp it?
Because
What's the
okay,
point?
first off, they're not going to
You're gonna
take
get too
something.
open world, and it's gonna be too
They're not
scattered.
going to
Ass.
take something like KOTOR and make each planet a procedurally generated planet. These
Right.
planets are already set in stone.
Oh.
Tatooine is a place. Dantooine is a place.
Oh.
Like these planets
They're just
are
gonna
already
put
set.
more detail
But what I'm
into
saying,
the planets.
Are they going to focus so much on like the
The
5
environments?
planets? Say there were a total of 8 planets.
Okay.
But 5 of them only have to do with the storyline, or 4 of them only have to do with the storyline. You could totally miss out going to these other 4 planets.
Oh, DLC.
So are they just going to get rid of them in general so that they can focus on the 4 planets
No.
and make
No.
that
No.
as
I don't believe that.
badass and visually demanding as
Let
possible?
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Right now, since you know a lot about this, do you think that they would?
No.
Why?
I honestly
why?
don't.
Why?
Well, I hope that they don't. I don't think they will because they know who their core fan base is. They know what this KOTOR remake means to people. It would be a really
Huge.
dumb decision, but the gaming industry has proved over and over and over again
House-
they are totally making a terrible fucking decision. Thinking
Calm down.
You better make some
Don't-
better
don't-
games,
calm down.
industries.
Chill. Yeah, we're
Because
irritated.
cheddar. Because
it's,
cheddar.
It's money. You want to know
Because
why?
cheddar.
It's mainly children right now that are buying video games.
What about their parents?
Their parents are paying for it.
No, their parents are buying video. There
Their
is.
kids are working.
I'm sorry. Yes, I get a lot of kids are within the industry, but there's a lot of us
No,
in our
no,
30s
this-
who have been playing since we were little kids.
Okay, so the kids that were playing Knights of the Old Republic are our age now. They're the parents.
Yeah.
So
they're
those
playing
dev-
it in their
you
bedroom
can't-
after the kids have all gone to sleep.
Exactly.
Oh, give me some. Can I get some
Yeah,
a little
dude,
bit of salt and
straight
pepper
up.
on that?
And they're
God dang.
that doesn't even sound like them at all, though. That doesn't sound like they would get rid of this, get rid of that, and just make it an open sandbox. It
Well,
just
I'm
doesn't
saying
make-
open sandbox, like a few of the more prominent worlds.
Yes, where it's
there's-
open world.
Since there's a
Yes.
couple worlds that they're
Yes.
like, we
How
can
big are we
rework.
talking?
We're taking
Not
6
super
planets,
big.
making them all open world.
No, not open world. Not like
Open world, no.
We're not talking like
Just bigger,
we're not
more
talking
defined.
Minecraft. We're not
Okay, thank
talking
you.
No.
Okay.
No Man's Sky.
Exploring.
I'm
DayZ.
just
We're not
exploring
talking
these
any-
planets.
I'm just saying
Oh, we're talking DayZ.
GTA sized map
Yes.
on 5
Different.
planets
Yes.
instead
Yes.
of having all 8
Yes,
because
that's what
3
I'm
of them
saying.
suck.
That's what I was
Yes.
saying.
Ooh.
Would you mind? Would you mind?
Yes.
No, not at all.
Would you
No.
mind a bigger Tatooine?
That's what I'm talking
Let's
about.
go. Can we take our
But
ships out?
I can't even remember. Like, there's a bunch of planets. I'd have to look it up. But
Can we
there-
take our ships out?
I know there's a couple.
You know you
planets
can.
that
Can-
it's
can
like-
we-
You know you can.
Can we? All right.
No. They won't let
Can
you
we
fly
farm?
place to place. Maybe they'll let you fly place to place.
No, it
but
said
I don't
farm.
think
No,
you'll be able
I'm
to
saying
do that.
like
it'll just be
farm,
like a
create
fast
your
travel
own
to that
house.
planet.
In KOTOR, what you did is you go to like a table that has a picture of all the planets on it.
Yeah.
You just select the planet, hit A, it does some little cutscene, and then you're there. Kind of
Pretty much, kind of like Mass Effect.
Nope. Cancel it.
It's 2:18 p.m.
Why?
Because it's 218.
Gosh.
Nobody knows. Anyways.
But that's... I just don't understand why they would never do that. They would not get rid of planets that just because somebody didn't really care for them.
Who? To satisfy who? Who are they going to satisfy? If
Say this isn't exclusive to PS5, or not exclusive to
It's
PS5,
not, you
but
can't.
say
Can't be
it's
that way.
say it's launched on only next gen consoles. So PC,
Okay.
PS5,
That would make
Xbox
sense.
Series
Xbox.
X.
Okay.
But what
You
engine
guys
are they
can't
using?
play it.
We can come and chill with you and watch.
Oh yeah, come chill with me and watch. I guess we'll all do a sit down where I'm
You
like,
No.
can't. That's not a video game where you sit down and watch.
But
You
I
gotta
will.
experience it
I will.
yourself.
I like streamers.
That's fine.
I don't know.
That's
Ichi don't play a lot. He
Oh,
plays,
I
like,
play
the
as a
same
lot.
5
I
games.
play. No, I don't. I
Yeah.
have over 163 games.
what are you gonna do?
Check out Kovu Voodoo on Twitch.
So obviously, if it
Hey!
doesn't come out on Xbox
If it doesn't come out on Xbox, I'm gonna have to come over to your house, steal your PS5, and play.
and leave your Xbox,
No,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Trade for
you
trade.
get nothing.
Yeah.
You can't.
You
Yeah.
get nothing.
Unless you're gonna get the PC.
No,
Which one?
it'll come
Which
to
one?
Xbox. It'll come to Xbox. It won't be.
I want it to come.
Here's my prediction.
I'm a PlayStation guy, and I want it to come to Xbox.
Here's my
'cause that's not fair.
I know that is.
Here's my prediction. It will come to Xbox.
It has to.
It will
has
be
to.
at a later date.
That's fucked up.
PS5 will get it first.
That's fucked up. That's
I don't-
fucked up, my
as
bro.
long as
PlayStation paid the money. PlayStation paid the money
They paid
and talked to
upfront
the
for
right
it.
people.
But Xbox is fucking spanking that booty.
That's true. But
That is true.
PlayStation paid the right
Because
people.
right now,
Hey.
who's putting out who's putting
You
out
know what's
consoles?
coming out for
Who's
Xbox?
putting out consoles?
Who's putting that on? Yeah.
XBSO. If I need an Xbox sex box,
They're even releasing a Halo Infinity Series Xbox Series
Clomping.
X with a new
Clomping.
Halo Infinity Series Xbox.
Jeez,
Elite
how long of it? Really?
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
I like that sex
And
box.
not with, you have to buy
that
them separate.
refrigerator, that SpongeBob looking motherfucker. I like it.
No, it's going. It's coming to Xbox. It's definitely coming to Xbox because they would lose so much in sales. What other video game that started off as PlayStation or Xbox and moved to another console? A lot of them. A lot of them did. Is this PlayStation, like you said, put out the money first for that?
What about Halo?
Yeah.
Halo
Yeah.
ain't coming.
No,
So guess
because-
what they made? Guess
well,
what they
because
made?
Halo will never come on
Splitgate.
PlayStation.
They made
No.
Splitgate.
Splitgate. What's
Splitgate. It's like Portal and motherfucking Halo had a baby.
That's like Sling Knot.
Sling knot. Sling knot. You want me to hit your ass with a sling and a knot at the same time? I'm not no Black Panther, but I'll tell you one thing.
Ichi.
A baller. Ebola. No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. All right, let's get back.
Too
to
soon, man.
Too soon. Too soon.
All right, let's
Too
roll.
soon.
Let's roll.
But what do you feel about it?
I have been clamoring for a KOTOR remake for my entire life. That game plays like shit. It looks like shittier shit.
It has
But
aged well. But
It's the
with-
greatest
it's-
story in the Star Wars canon, in my personal opinion.
It hasn't aged well, but the storyline itself, you can still go back and play it. It's
You know-
still. It's still.
You know
on,
it's not technically canon, though? Like, as far as Disney's new canon, since they purchased the IP.
But that's not their canon.
Let me check it.
It is. It is.
Well, yeah, they own it now.
Yeah, no, the only thing that's canon is, like, Star Wars, Clone Wars, anything from... Sorry. Everything that is canon from before Disney bought Fox. The OG trilogy, the remakes, Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Rebels.
But it was never canon to begin with, was it?
Well, there was no canon or uncanon back then. Like, this term canon that we use...
No, I know. I know.
is
But
something
when this
fairly-
game
no, it's
came out,
something fairly
when
recent.
this came
I know. That's
You
what I'm
know.
saying. So it's just
when
like,
this
it's
game
like
came
pop
out in
flossing or something.
2001, it was canon.
It's like crunk.
Well, this
Let's
game-
get crunk. Nobody uses that.
So why wouldn't it be canon now? Because Disney
so
bought it.
Now that it's coming out
That
as a
doesn't-
game, do you think Disney will consider it canon along with the Skywalker saga?
If they wanna make money.
Mandalorian? Yeah, no.
If they
totally
want to
should.
make money,
Can I say canon?
and if they make this a bad game and flop it, you know how many pissed off
Well,
people they're going to be.
yes, true. But I will say that there is a Knights of the Old Republic series coming to Disney Plus, or a movie coming to Disney
Really?
Plus. I can't remember one of the. I think it's Jon Favreau. I'm not sure because he just did Mandalorian. Maybe someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I know someone's going to be in charge of it. I just can't remember who.
And I can't say Disney has not done a... They have done a good job.
The
with
They've
Mandalorian.
been doing pretty good.
They fucked up the.
Oh
trilogy.
shit! Okay, never mind.
They
Mandalorian?
fucked up the new
No,
trilogy.
the movies, yes.
Yes.
They did not
7,
fuck
8,
up
9,
on the Mandalorian.
7, 8, 9, garbage.
They're terrible.
They're garbage.
They're terrible.
I still consider Star Wars Episode 4,
I
5,
gotta
and
go
6
watch
the only Star
The
Wars
Mandalorian
movies.
again.
What about 1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, and 3, yes, for the
It's
sake
still
of
George Lucas.
backstory, yes, it's still George Lucas, and yes, the lightsaber fights were cool as hell, as unpractical as they were.
But this was the early 2000s. He had to
Oh,
work
we all
with
got our
what-
own lighters, by the way.
Yeah.
Take your lighter. This is my lighter.
It's just...
I don't know.
Don't take it.
The Mandalorian is dank. I'm so sick of Baby Yoda, Grogu. Fuck you for making him so famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baby
Sorry.
Yoda.
Sorry.
Sorry for
Same
being a
with
baby.
Minecraft.
I can't wait to see you when you grow up,
get
Baby
he was
Yoda.
Same thing with Fortnite.
I get he was
Can't
cool
wait.
and stuff. I get he was cute.
I'll see you when you grow up, Baby Yoda.
I get he was cute and stuff. But he was just another plot device.
was
No
a plot
more
device.
cute.
Come on, baby. Do you know my baby's like Baby
He was
Yoda?
more liked than the Mandalorian
No, it's
himself.
been trying to put it back in. They're trying to put it into the geeks' kids' minds. I mean, I don't want to say geek because
Well, no,
we are
because
geeks.
all they're getting
They're
is a Baby
capitalizing on...
But if they're
Yoda.
trying,
All they're getting is a Baby
If-
Yoda and one lightsaber. In
They're
the
like,
very final
oh,
episode
let me
of
get this
season
guy
2.
that looks so cute. People will watch it.
but if it's a Baby Yoda and it's a franchise, that
it's not even Yoda.
it's Baby Yoda.
It's not Baby Yoda.
It's
It's,
a
not Yoda.
it's a
It's just...
Boda. It's a Boda.
It's a baby, whatever race Yoda is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
A Boda.
it's
A Moda.
it's not fair that I'm a
That we have
PlayStation
to-
guy,
that
but
we have
it's
to-
not fair that it's not launched with Xbox as well. But
That we
it
have-
is a plot device to help PlayStation sales.
Can you
'Cause they-
can you pass me that bong, please, sir?
They,
Just so I can show the people.
It's
they need
This
a
is how we
camera.
need to be. You see these colors? If the black was in there, we would be on point.
Looks,
EG.
it looks like
Xbox,
Crest. It looks like
PlayStation.
Crest toothpaste.
But if it was black, it would not look that way. It would
EG.
look like a.
topic.
All right, focus on the topics.
All right,
Topic.
here we go. I just want to put
So-
that out there. Xbox, PlayStation.
If you want to talk about tangents,
And
we got
you know
Sex
what?
box.
You know
Play-
it won't
play
flop.
sex.
You know this game won't flop.
it won't flop. It will push a bunch of fucking units. But,
But
what,
the thing
what,
is-
what will the internet look like 2 days later?
But what will we think about it when it comes out? Maybe it's terrible and we don't like it, but everybody else loves it because they don't.
Just like
Like you
Fortnite.
said in the beginning, Star Wars is not to your son what it was to you back when you were growing up.
Only time will
I
tell.
would like some salt and pepper on that, please, guys.
There you go. Salt and pepper.
Whoa, dish.
Only time will tell. So moving on. Okay, we're not going to talk about KOTOR anymore. We're not going to talk about Star Wars, but we are going to talk about another remake, Alan Wake remake. I did not play the original Alan Wake.
Neither did
I watched
I.
you play it.
Neither did I.
I have watched you play it, and it looks like a good game. Kind of in the vein of Silent Hill. Not really survival horror, but like horror third.
More like a
person
Stephen King
action.
book. More like a Stephen King book made it into a game.
It's got those twists, it's got those turns, so I'm going to let Derek take it away for a basic rundown of the events of Alan Wake.
Well, you know it's been like, what was it, 2021 when that game came out, what, 10 years ago? Pretty sure it was 2010, 2011.
Right.
I have not played that game since, but I remember I did beat it like 3 times.
But if you had to remember the story right now,
Oh, if I had to remember
what
the
is
story...
the beginning to end as quick as you can?
Don't tell the end though.
Beginning to end with the... It's
No spoilers.
fucking like... Dude, it's 10 years old.
Well,
I don't
if
give a
pe-
There's a
people-
remake coming out.
I don't think I have to explain the whole video game.
No, not the whole video game.
Just
I just
explain
know
the parts
Plot
that you
points.
enjoyed.
What's it about?
The-
Why is dude doing what? Why did this happen?
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
all I know is guy Alan Wake. He's a novel writer. Obviously, Stephen King. Stephen King is one of his influencers, and he was writing a book or something, and then somehow he was driving to his cabin to meet up with his wife or something. It's been so long.
I know.
Okay,
come
and
on,
then he
listen
meets
to-
up with his
It's been
wife.
so
Or
long,
is she
but-
not there.
Try it. Keep going. Keep going.
Does he
You'll
meet
start
up with his
remembering.
wife?
We don't know
Give
that. Go.
Talking, that's what I say. It's been so long, but all I know is he hit some guy, And then he gets out, and this guy is dead on the ground, and he wants to walk off and go find help. Well, the guy wakes up, and he's all black. But anyway, so he...
I wasn't going to say it.
Keep going.
Keep going.
No, this is bullshit. Anyway, no.
He has no idea, folks.
He wakes up. I'm pretty sure when he wakes up, he's in some kind of he's knocked out. He's anyway. He wakes up. I'm pretty sure he wakes up in his own book.
In his own book, the guy who he hit wakes up in his own book.
No. Alan Wake wakes up in his own book because he's unconscious. He's unconscious.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're thinking.
So he wakes up in his own book. That's the idea. Okay.
That's what I'm pretty because there's somebody talking to him.
Okay.
There's somebody talking to him the whole time.
Wait, what's the world like in his book?
Dark.
Everything's dark. Parasite Eve meets Silent Hill meets.
I guess, but there's somebody talking to him.
Broken Ass
There's
Village.
somebody
Broken
talking
Ass
to him.
Village of Resident Evil.
It sounds
5.
like a narrator talking to him the whole time during the game, and it's half the
either
time
good or bad.
Half the time it sounds like Alan is reading the book or in his own monologue, and he's going through the game, and shit is building in front of him. Like he walks up to a hillside, there's no stairs there, and all of a sudden there's stairs there.
Light.
So I'm pretty sure he is unconscious, and in his unconscious mind, he's going through his own book.
Hey, go to the light. Go to the light.
That too, but that's what I'm saying. So if he's it just seems like to me he's unconscious. This is not the real world. Alan Wake is not in the real world. Why do you think he's? I know his last name's Wake. You know, you get it, Alan Wake. You know, he's not. They're trying to get him to wake up, but he's on his own world.
So let me just answer me this. I know this isn't spoiler territory, but like I said, this is a 10-year-old game. Each of you can get over it. You're never going to play it. You're only going to watch it on a stream. Does he ever get out? What's the
I'm not going to say that.
What's the end resolution?
It's been 10 years. If you guys will let me finish, it's been over 10 years, and I can't remember.
You can't remember.
I can't remember.
Because your island's not awake yet.
Okay, well.
And you know what's funny? No one liked it. When I bought it, I was like, this game's amazing. You're like, oh, it's okay. It only got its popularity like 3 or 4 years after the fact, if that. And it's only got its popularity now because the remake's coming out. Nobody, what I was going to say, nobody cares until something else new happens with it. Or it sounds like to me that if this game did not get its popularity until years after the fact.
Now, this is actually surprising to me because Alan Wake, based off what I watched you play of it, seemed like a game that I would have played.
First person.
Was it originally out on Xbox?
It was on 360
but
and PS3.
At the time, I owned a PS2. Oh, that was 360 era? Or
it was 360 and PS3.
Xbox?
Yeah, no, 360 and PS3.
That's where we're talking
about
2000.
Xbox.
Pretty sure it came out in 2010 or 11.
So 360
Pretty sure it was
PS3.
11. Pretty sure it came out early 2011
you had a PS3
or
and
late
I had an
2010.
Xbox. So I would assume my thing was I couldn't just borrow the game from you, take it home, and play it because you had it on the PlayStation and I had it on the Xbox.
No,
360.
we both had 360s.
Did we?
I never had a PlayStation until 2013, 14.
Oh, so you converted over to PS3. You finally got the new you converted over to PlayStation.
I did.
A couple years before the year I got my Xbox One.
See, I got the PS3 in 2013, like right before PS4 came out.
See, you motherfucker.
But
I was a PlayStation
I had it on 360.
fan. I was a PlayStation fan. Okay?
Excuse me, guys, I'll be right back.
You sold me on Xbox.
Edit it out. Pause it.
Remember, cues are going to be under.
As I was saying, you, Derek, are the reason I switched over to Xbox.
Yeah, because I got the first 360.
Yeah.
Came out. Yeah.
And it blew my dick off.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately switched over to Xbox. And then, like 2 or 3 years later, the year before the Xbox One is supposed to be coming out, you're like,
And the PS4.
oh, I got the PlayStation 3 because Last of Us.
And Gran Turismo. I'm a sucker. But
And then during the later years of Xbox PlayStation, yeah, I'll agree. The PS4 Pro is a better console with way more variety. Okay, but Ichi,
Yes.
why didn't you ever get around to playing Alan Wake in like 2011? Is that about when it was?
I think it was 2010, 2011 when it came out, and you had all those years to play.
What console did you have? What were you even doing?
I think I was
2011.
actually playing 2011.
We
I
would
was
have
here-
been 21.
21. Oh no, I was in San Antonio working at fucking Krusty Krabs.
Were you even gaming? Did
No, I was playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto on my PlayStation 4.
Grand
Or
Theft Auto
PlayStation
5?
3? Was it 3?
No, I was in
Yeah, it
San
would've been
Antonio.
PlayStation
I wasn't
3.
even married. Yet.
2011,
I didn't get
so this is
married.
before the
I didn't get
PS4.
married until I was 25.
Yeah.
So what
So
game?
this
So
is right
you
before
weren't
we
grabbing
came back.
Alan Wake because you
I
didn't know
grab
about it, or
not because I didn't know about it. I just at the time I wasn't so bezeled, and I was more about music at that time.
Yeah.
But like, I was
when you've
still
always
missing,
been that way too. Like you're a gamer,
But
you've got so many arts and crafts. It's got to be.
you got a lot of shit going on versus just video games.
It's also like art design, which is our producer, editor.
Does tattoos, musician, backflip artist.
No.
He used to be. Now he's all scared.
Yeah, he's too scared.
I'm scared.
Anyway, so did you ever actually see Alan Wake like on the dashboard, or just saw it as a
on
game?
a dashboard?
You ever heard about
Maybe,
it?
yes.
You ever
I
heard
think
about
I
it?
did because like
It's obviously one of the first titles when you go
me
through
and
because it
Babe
starts
got-
with an A. So if you go
When me
through
and Babe got
A through
married,
Z.
I didn't acquire 160 games in a day, right? 163 PlayStation games, and some of them are cross-compatible. Like we can play video games together. Some, I mean, I don't know why Grand Theft Auto isn't. I mean, that's so fucking weak. But then you got people that can mod shit on, anything. It's really hard to mod a PlayStation, but it's really kind of not really that hard.
So you didn't grab it because it just really didn't grab your attention. You didn't know too much about it.
Well, it's not that. It's just I didn't know about it until today.
In 2011,
like when
what did you have? PlayStation or Xbox?
I had a PlayStation,
You had a PlayStation,
and then
too.
I was still playing Xbox too. Like I was like bouncing because
So you had both?
because I was in San Antonio. So
You had
our
both.
Spanish friends, some of our Spanish friends had Xbox, and some of our Spanish friends had PlayStation. Some of our Spanish friends had like old school Nintendos. Some of our Spanish friends had like GameCubes and shit.
But
so
what
we'd
did you?
smash out.
But what did you play prominently? What was hooked up to your
GameCube.
bedroom TV?
PlayStation.
PlayStation. What games were you playing? Just
Grand
GTA.
Theft Auto,
GTA 5.
Ninja Gaiden.
You hear that all the way back in 2011.
Still playing GTA 5.
What the fuck?
Ninja Gaiden, freaking,
Holy shit.
just random games like Castlevania, Gran Turismo as well, Dirt. I was
But you
playing a
did
little bit
like
of that.
when you went to the PlayStation Network or like looking for games. You saw it there.
I never really did that until I married.
Okay, so you
I didn't really like. I was buying hard copies. Like I didn't really trust.
You know,
the
I was
system.
too. I was
didn't
too.
trust the
I
system.
saw it at GameStop quite
You know
a
what I'm
bit.
saying?
So, but like
So,
I did get it when it came
I mean,
out.
yeah, you
I
can
heard
get a hard
about Alan
copy.
Wake. I saw all the promotions and stuff in 2011. 21. I wasn't gaming as much as I did throughout the rest of my life. Really.
Really? No,
I was
yeah.
out really hanging out, getting shit house because I just turned 21.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
until Xbox One that I went full back into like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking gamer.
What about pancakes though?
Pancakes, that was before 2001.
Yeah, that was like
when
360 just came out.
2008. I was 18.
But I was an ex-boy at that point.
No, we never played with you.
You never played pancakes with me, Splinter Cell, bro? Are you kidding me?
So Splinter Cell Double Agent.
What?
Splinter Cell Double Agent on
Oh,
Xbox
shit, I'm
360.
sorry, I'm
Hey,
sorry.
hey. So Splinter Cell Double Agent, Xbox 360, right? So like, we would get on there. It was always
Parappa the
Boss
Rapper.
House. It was always Boss House. We were always playing on Boss House, and everyone hated us for it. And all we wanted to play was Spies. But dude, some of the shit we came up with became a mainstay within the franchise, like literal references to the yellow and green
Taking me to the
bush.
shadows.
Not to mention the pancakes thing. Okay.
I couldn't believe that. I remember that.
You get up behind someone, you grab them, whatever, and just be like, "Hey, bitch, you like pancakes?"
kind of pancakes do
You know,
kill them?
And but
You like
no,
waffles?
you don't give them time to answer, and you just immediately snap their neck. Run
And they
away.
can't hear you until you grab them.
So
this whole time, no one knows who you are, so you just grab them and say,
Yeah, and hey,
bitch,
do you like pancakes?
bitch,
Snap.
you like pancakes? You snap their neck.
Okay.
So that's where that came
So
from.
PlayStation 2, okay, or PlayStation 3.
Oh.
No, wait, it was PlayStation 2.
What?
Okay. Splinter Cell Double Agent came out at a time where it was released on
I played
4
that
or
with my
5
bro,
different consoles.
too.
Right.
Because
so
it was on
please-
PS2, Xbox,
PS2.
Xbox
Yep.
360,
and
PS3, and I think GameCube.
Yeah,
Or
it was on
PC.
GameCube, wasn't it?
Or PC, one of the two.
Anyway,
No,
Okay.
PC.
But
I don't think
he was
GameCube-
rocking the 360.
We ran out of Xbox Live one day.
Hmm.
I had Game Pass at the fucking local video store. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember those?
No.
So I had the Game Pass at the local video store. I went down and I got Double Agent for the PS2. We plugged it in. First off, the campaign is a completely different game.
Oh, it is. No, it is. Versus
Completely
multiplayer.
different. Second off, we got online and Boss House was still the same and stuff, so we played it. But I grabbed this dude and I did the "Do you like pancakes?" He was like, "Holy shit, are you the Xbox 360?" Like, and I just snapped his neck because I'm so used to it.
If
And I'm
memes
like-
were memes back then, he would be the
No,
top meme.
so I thought about it for a second,
Splinter Cell,
and
Double
I was
Agent.
like, hold on, does this guy know who we are from our cred on Xbox 360 on a completely different
I was
platform?
in San Antonio at that time, so
No,
we were-
this was like 2008. I think you were
Yeah,
back.
about 2008.
You were back for a minute. This is when you would have
But
been
I'm
up at
saying me and
Chevy's.
Josh, before I came and saw you, but like me and you fucking perfected the art.
Anyways, that
So-
shit crazy.
No,
But
wait,
yeah,
no. You
So
perfected the
we were
art.
talking about Alan Wake. We ended up on why we all had consoles when we did in our timeline there.
But anyway, Alan Wake stuff. Yeah. So
Are you stoked for the remake?
absolutely,
Are you
because
gonna
I played
buy
the
it?
hell out
Are
of
you
it.
gonna buy it?
Absolutely.
Launch day?
Launch day.
You gonna fucking rock it?
Rocking it.
Maybe Derek on the channel. Playing Alan Wake.
Ooh,
Pretty
check
good at
out
it.
Beefcake 89 double O 89
They're talking to
baby.
Mind Taker. So, will there be any additions to gameplay that you would like to see, or just streamline existing gameplay?
You know what? As if they kicked up the graphics and then did a little bit more,
Balanced.
I guess more balance. I guess maybe.
Would you like to see a cover-based system?
I think it already has it, doesn't it?
Does it?
I believe it does.
I am-
Because I know there's a counter system.
May I counter that?
Yeah, okay.
May I counter that with
All
a
right,
counter?
You know what? But as long as they keep the story the same, and if they give it like a fresh new style, it still is. As long as it's still a third person, they give it like a new style, and maybe it might be a different scenario.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Do you think they'll do a PS4 and Xbox One version,
Oh, absolutely.
or are they only going to do PS5?
I don't know
and
why
Series
they
X?
couldn't,
You would
because they're
think-
still using Unreal 4 engine.
They only announced this game like 4 or 5 months away from launch. So you'd think they were working back on it.
They are.
assuming
It's a secret.
It's gonna
that
be
it's
on
going to
PS4.
release on the Xbox One.
It's gonna
and
it's
PS4.
gonna it's gonna happen on PS4 and Xbox.
If they
It is.
release it on next gen consoles, it'll probably have some sort of upgrade, look more fidelity stuff,
What
things.
compared to
Teraflops.
what?
What?
Compared
Teraflops.
to PS5.
Right here, attacking each
Compared to PS4 and PS5 or Xbox One and Xbox Series X, GTA 5, not much. I mean, yeah, it might have like a little bit better resolution.
Hold on. But when I kind of want to bring my TV over to your house because this always bugs me. I wish I could have my TV set up next to Derek's TV with my Series X on my TV and his PlayStation, even Ichi's PS4 Pro on his 1080p TV.
That's gonna have to be another
And
video, guys.
once-
Stay tuned.
Comparing.
Stay tuned. Comparison.
Comparison.
Pro
I guess.
versus Xbox.
Once-
Xbox.
Once Grand Theft Auto
Stay
5,
tuned, mother flipper.
once Grand Theft Auto 5 actually comes out on next gen consoles, and compare the two. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll.
Let's do it.
Call that
Let's
the
do it.
triangle.
But as far as Alan Wake goes, I can't wait for it to come out. I'm buying it. Are you buying it?
If it's free on Game Pass,
Ugh, so you're not buying it.
I'll check.
Are
it
you
out
gonna
at
check
your
it
house
out?
first.
You know it's gonna be free
Are
on
you gonna
Game
check it
Pass
out?
for us.
At least, well,
It's gonna
so
be
if
free
I
on
buy it,
Game
you guys
Pass.
are coming to my house,
And-
huh?
I need something to play. I need something to play, but like right now, I have Psychonauts 2 just fucking sitting there.
Boom!
Just sitting there.
And I saw the graphics on that.
I don't know
Hot.
what day to do it. I don't know when I feel like it. You know, we're all fucking busy now with you
Yeah.
people. Like,
Yeah, we're doing this now. But did we figure out a launch date?
launch date for
For
Alan
Wake.
Wake. It's
Wake,
like
man.
4 or 5 months. I think it's just like October or December or something. I can look it up. Talk about
Oh,
something.
it's around December. We
All
have a
right,
lot
so-
of we have a lot of content in December.
Oh man, we got
Along the same
man.
subjects.
Man, we got like a lot of musical things going on in the
I
world.
just
Like
I hope you guys get Alan Wake. It's a very good game. I played the hell out of it. I found it very enjoyable. I like that third-person story-based game. It's very dark. You got weapons, and there's a dodging system that's really good, and I really do like that.
and we like dodging systems all day.
It's really fun. It's got like a slow down mode or whatever. When you dodge, it slows down time a little bit. So, and the storyline's just really good. And not only that, he mentioned Stephen King, so that's one of his influencers. So, and it kind of throws you a twist at the end of the game. It it almost seems like you're in a dream.
So right around Halloween time, October 5th.
Okay, so what? About a month. It says
November.
No, October.
It says October. We're in September, so
October. Less than a month.
Less
So
than a
this
month
game
away,
was
so-
released.
They
was
have enough
actually-
time to finish in the next.
if I buy it, I'll stream it for you guys. See if you guys like it or not, and go from there.
Stay tuned.
Hopefully, you guys check it out.
Beefcake. 0089, baby.
Joey.
What is
the Derek?
Snizzle snaz.
Derek, I'm just gonna ask you one question, and we're both gonna be quiet. What does the name Joey Jordison mean to you?
Chest thumping. Brings me back to the time where I was hanging out around the mall, skipping school,
Yep.
listening to earbuds on your Discman. That was the Sony Discman, the Sony Walkman Discman.
Ouch.
Anyway, I was listening to Slipknot back in, I think it was 2001, right when Disaster Pieces came out on concert DVD, and that's when I heard him, and that's when I saw him. He's one of the greatest drummers I have ever seen in my life, and he's one of the biggest influencers in music. I was into music in that before that, but he got me into music, and watching him play, he almost just doesn't look human.
Yeah.
And for somebody like, cause he wrote the songs for Slipknot. He was Slipknot. He was Slipknot. People think Corey Taylor was Slipknot. No, it was Joey, Paul, and Cloud. He was Slipknot, and for him to play that, and you know what bothers me a lot about his passing? There's a lot of YouTubers out there that made money off of his death, making videos with their reaction videos that never talked about Slipknot at all.
Yeah, I watched.
Didn't even know who he was until his passing. That's what bothered me the most, because I grew up with him, and he had such an influence on my life with his music. And these people that are going online and saying, "Oh, he's so great," like, how long have you known about him? A week? That's what it and not only that, like, he wasn't even in Slipknot when he passed. That's another problem that I have with it, because he had something going on with him, and we still don't know the full story why he left. Yeah, you might have heard one thing that Slipknot said to the public. It's probably another thing.
Just to bring some clarity to the subject, apparently Joey, in between, right when they went to film the Grey Chapter, or right when they went to record the Grey Chapter,
Their fifth album.
They pretty much hit him up for practice and said, "Hey, we're getting ready to do this." And he's like, "Guys, I'm busy with a lot of other stuff right now." At the time, that was it. That's all Slipknot told us. So Slipknot reached out, told us that that's all they knew. So we got the assumption that Joey was too busy with his other stuff. He had moved on from Slipknot. So they replaced him. They did a whole nother album. It wasn't until roughly around the time that the newest album released, We Are Not Your Kind, in 2019, that they came out, and Joey came out and was like, "Dude, it was because I have this neurological disease. I don't know exactly what it's called off the top of my head.
Something to do with the spine.
Know the code and stuff. Just what did Joey die from?
It had something to do with the spine, and that's why he wasn't able to play with Slipknot.
Well, it affects nerves and the way your nerves interact with your body and stuff like that.
Especially with your legs.
Especially with your well, with him, it was specific to his legs, and being one of the only people on the planet who can lay a double bass that hard, that fast, for that
technical
long,
and melodic,
like,
back and forth.
he was like, "Dude, I can't play with you guys. I'd be holding you back." Why didn't they just tell us from the get-go? Why did I think for so many years that Joey got fired because he didn't show up for band practice? And now he's gone. because of the same disorder. Had
Yeah.
I had been worried for my brother, I would have been way more accepting of the new drummer.
He had a condition that his spinal cord was inflamed pretty much for 15 years. And it just got worse and worse. Never treated. He died peacefully in his sleep. And that's the problem. It's me, Winger, even Ichi.
I need that.
We grew up with Joey and Slipknot and realizing their talentness and greatness. Nobody realized it until, I mean, not everybody, but most people didn't realize it until after the fact, until they started looking into it. And that's the problem. They're like, oh, Slipknot, it's just noise. There's no musical behind it. And then until after his death, until the internet blew it up like it always does, nobody understood his greatness until after the fact. It's like, why didn't you guys figure it out before?
Well, because he can't do it anymore.
I get that, but why didn't
That
why didn't
sucks.
people figure out his greatness before he died?
And a lot of people did.
And you know what? He got kicked out of Slipknot because of his medical condition.
My experience with Slipknot was my cousin actually introducing it to me before I met my brothers here. We went to System of a Down, and it was crazy, but like, I mean, like, you got to think about, like, with any badass fucking beautiful musician, or like somebody that you know that's doing something for the fucking team, and like hiding things that like probably is going on inside. I mean, why hide it when you have your friends, right?
It's just, what was Joey to you
To
know,
me-
and to them?
To me, like I'm trying to say is, I had an experience with my cousin first. Like with the sound at first, I was like, "Oh man, what?" Because I was listening to Rammstein at the time. My mom had some Rammstein.
But when you listen to Slipknot, what's the first thing you
Dude.
What's the first thing you hear when you're listening to a Slipknot song? The fucking drums.
The drums.
The drums and
Immediately the basic
Danger
guitar.
Keep Away.
Danger Keep Away. That's a very good song.
My favorite fucking song of all time. I think Danger Keep Away is just...
The third album.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like those
And he wrote that.
majestic. That's what
He
I'm
wrote all
saying.
of
Like,
it. 4 albums worth.
like I went to sleep to that. I had a little bit of SEX to that, some Sex Box to that. I don't know, but that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
So it was a lot to you, and the first thing you heard was the
And then-
drums.
What's the other song where it sounds like we're on the desert?
What is it?
You have to go harder.
We're-
What song?
we're writing. It's the same album, but
Oh, subliminal messages.
die.
Subliminal verses.
No?
You already said Danger Keep
of
Away.
our fathers.
Oh, The Circle.
The Circle. The
This
Circle.
is the dust
Yeah, the
of
Circle.
our fathers, hide in the face of the ancients. Yeah. And then he goes into that drum beat at the end. The end of that song. Like, there's no
Dude,
drums throughout the
I-
song.
Dude,
Of our
that's got me
fathers.
through. Like before Eminem
Yep.
did, though.
Can't
Like not
stand
like
in the face
that. Like look.
of the ancients. Yeah, that's what
Look,
I'm
my
saying.
spider senses.
See,
are going
that's the music.
I got
That,
goosebumps.
that's how it impacted us.
Well, I'm picking up too much frequency.
And
man.
his
Bad hairs, they
his
be
death
sticking
to
up.
me, his death to me brings a lot of anger.
No, actually,
For
it
some reason-
it brings unification.
That is true. But it brings a
Among
lot of
the
anger because
brothers.
people didn't understand his genius until after he passed. A lot of people
that's
did.
where you
and
know where
and
the
a lot of
brothers
YouTube
lie.
reaction videos
Well, and
capitalized on it.
To be fair, even prominent figures like Leonard Nimoy, actors, stuff like that, like actors, musicians, all like they can have a whole like 20-year gap where they didn't do jack shit. You know what I'm saying? But the minute that they die, it's now being reported in the news, which brings everyone back to those songs or that medium.
It's like you don't matter until you're nothing.
Until you die. And then all of a sudden everyone remembers you for a second, and then eventually people forget about you.
Yeah.
I hope that no one ever forgets about
Unless
Joey.
you're a hero.
No.
I will never forget about Joey.
So what do you think? What's your initial thoughts on
Joey to me is just the immediate, like, badassery and everything. Like, he's such a small guy. Totally, like,
5'3".
You wouldn't expect that from him.
No.
But the minute he gets behind a drum set, the speed at which his fucking drumsticks are hitting those drums
and how melodic
is
and technical.
bananas. It's all over the place.
I'm gonna step out for a
constantly
second,
playing.
guys.
Ugh.
I gotta step out, man. I can't, like...
And stop. Okay, as I was saying, Joey, yeah. So, like, I was just saying that, like, Joey just means to me everything precision. It rhymes with percussion. Like,
rise when incision.
yeah. Well, more deeply, like I said, the level, like, I'd seen drummers over all sorts of bands. Before Slipknot, I was still listening to music. But, like, Joey was the best. The best drummer. You talk to anyone, you go anywhere, you go to any house party, okay, but who's really the best drummer in metal? Everyone's going to say Joey Jordison. Everyone back then.
Every time.
Everyone back then. Everyone back
I
then.
think
But
still
when
now.
when Slipknot, when Iowa was out, like around those house parties when we were teenagers, no one could talk shit on Slipknot because at least they could say those motherfuckers are talented. Like,
especially that drummer. Every time they say that drummer,
yeah, and they're like, and you ask them, well, what was your favorite part? Like, dude, the drummer is off the chain. Like the tilting forward stage with the pentagram, everything about it, just like, and like if you saw him on the streets without his mask, you'd be like, oh, it's this little guy with a labrae piercing and split
long
down
black
the middle
hair.
cut
Yeah.
But he throws on that fucking mask, a jumpsuit, and grabs a pair of
and everybody's like,
drumsticks.
"Oh my gosh, it's Joey, the greatest drummer ever," because he was great.
He was
one of the greatest.
Like throughout, they did Roadrunner Records revival and stuff like that. Where they brought everyone back.
Remember that?
Not everyone, but they had like Corey Taylor doing the vocals. They had guitarists from other bands and stuff like that. But they had like Joey doing the drums on some tracks, Joey singing on some tracks, Joey doing guitar on some tracks.
Can I just intervene for a second? Is this when we watched? Oh, because I have a picture of like that one day that we're over at freaking. We don't want to say her name.
My old place.
Yes.
You, me, and JD all hugging and shit.
No. I'm talking about when we went through the whole documentary and they're like on the farm and they're sitting there.
No, this was a different era. This was a different era.
I know, but I'm just saying that was another personal experience for me.
Oh
like
yeah,
very
dude,
deep, very deep, and I was like,
"Welcome to our neighborhood."
Then you're like, "Snuff," and I'm like,
Slipknot's "Welcome to Our Neighborhood" and stuff like that. Like, they just had such a they just had such a good way of like video, but all the video stuff.
You were driving Shadow.
All the video and video editing and directing and stuff like that. That was always clown.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joey was the driving force of the music itself. They would show up in the studio. With no songs, and Joey would be like, dun, 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 dun. "All right, Mick, you do this. All right, Jim, you do that. Hey, Sid, you're on the DJ thingy, you know.
You know what
can
you're
you
doing?
do like a work, you know, or something like that." And he would just go up to everyone and be like influencing them, just being like, "Try this, try that, try this, try that. I think this sounds good. That sounds like shit. Try that again."
Reroll.
You know, like the same way that I do with our videos and our music and stuff like that is I'm like, "Hey, keep this, trash all that, try again." You know, like just till they eventually found something that worked.
Right.
And you can definitely tell in the Gray Chapter that Joey's not there helping him. And I don't want to talk like Slipknot needs help. Slipknot does not need help. The brand alone can sell music as long as the music is heavy enough.
That album needed help.
The Gray Chapter needed
That
help.
album needed help.
I'm happy that they found a stride.
There is 2 songs on that album that
I
will
know,
listen to.
but I'm happy they found a stride finally. Because We Are Not
Not
Your
Your Kind is a very
It's
good
a good
album.
album. If
It's
you
a very
haven't
good
heard
album.
it, highly recommend.
Pretty
Slipknot,
sure most of
We
you
Are Not
guys
Your Kind.
have. If you haven't,
Wreck
check
It.
out We Are Not Your Kind.
Yeah.
From Slipknot. It's a very good
Rex
album.
coming later in the episode.
Joey
So-
does not play, but
I mean, dude, just influential dude. It sucks to see him gone. It sucks to see him all gone. All your favorite people are gonna die.
and one of our influencers
Yeah.
when we grow up
And then
as
we're gonna
kids,
go
that
into our
was
next
very important to us as far as music is gone.
subject.
Even though he was gone before the Gray Chapter, because the Gray Chapter would be a completely different album if he was there.
How do you think we would have ever met if we
Joe-
didn't like the same thing?
Joey,
No,
if you're listening out there in the great beyond, from Three Brothers, the team, rest in peace, man.
You still live here, man.
you still live with
Moving
him.
on, The Matrix.
Oh,
Matrix.
dude!
Matrix Resurrection.
Ah!
Only has its first
No!
trailer out. First trailer.
Nah.
Did
I've
you
been
watch it?
waiting for
Did you watch
this
it?
for years.
Did you
Is
watch
this
it?
another? Is this inside John Wick's mind?
Did you watch it?
Does anybody know? Is it in?
No, actually, spoiler
Bill and
alert.
Ted's
Spoiler alert.
Adventure? Is it? Is it?
Spoiler alert.
Is it a?
It may be. We
It
don't know.
might be.
But hey, did you ever watch The Matrix? Any of them?
Not like that.
Did you ever watch The Matrix?
No, I never.
You've never watched The Matrix.
I mean, I never watched The Matrix.
He's never seen The Matrix.
Seriously, Ichi, talk to me
Dude,
right now. You've
I'm
never
serious.
seen a single Matrix movie.
I've never seen a single Matrix.
Does he have HBO Max right now?
No, I
I could
haven't.
give it.
Can you give him HBO
been
Max?
a while!
Which one?
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Okay, so I watched the one where they're like in a fucking tunnel and this like they're having this badass raid.
So you
and,
haven't
like,
seen it.
Neo
You
comes
need to-
back. Neo comes back and they're like,
If he
bam.
remembers
This
the
is
way
the
the raid
third
to
one.
it.
This is like no, that's not reloaded.
This is the fourth one.
Winger's gonna give you
Okay, that was
HBO
the
Max.
fourth one. I know that's the fourth one. I'm going back to like Morpheus. Like, wait, hold on. I mean, I wish I had some. Oh yeah, perfect.
Give him HBO Max.
Neo,
That does.
you are the one.
No.
He totally doesn't talk like that. Okay.
I mean.
So
Neo.
Ichi is not.
You, with those glasses, you do look like you're.
I'm
in
done.
the Matrix.
I don't even know if I'm in the Matrix.
Ichi, just like usual, does not have a lot of context into the subject, so we're gonna go
Oh,
ahead and continue
shit.
on without him. Yeah,
Alright.
you just sit there, Morpheus.
You're fine. You can just do the Morpheus.
Just do the Morpheus,
with
do
my
HE
sunglasses.
stuff.
But that's fine. You know how long I've been waiting?
Maybe I'm Ray Charles.
Did you think they were gonna do it? Did you think they were gonna do it?
I've
I
been
did
waiting
not.
for years.
I did not.
I did actually think they were gonna do it, but you know what the problem is? Even that trailer was amazing. I still have doubts in my mind that it's gonna be good, because no matter how good it is or how bad it is, it's not gonna be good enough.
Yeah, watching the trailer, I didn't see anything new that was as iconic as some of the scenes from the original
It
movie.
just seems like they're doing a reboot because it's a new. Because remember at the end of Revelations,
Wick.
they're the
The
architect
Wick of John.
the architect.
I really hope that they do reveal that Neo's John Wick this whole time. Or John Wick was Neo this whole time.
He might have been.
This is the sixth iteration. He's in that.
Anyway, it's a new Matrix.
Yeah.
At the end of Revelations, what they explain. So they go into the new Matrix because everything repeats itself. Because, like you said, like, even with the Matrix, history repeats itself. So it's just going to repeat itself, even though it's going to be a little bit different. But they could use that to their advantage to make kind of a reboot because it made so much money. They're like, oh, why not? All we've been doing is just talking about reboots. And that's the problem because the
But
new
this
Matrix.
isn't a reboot. It is
It's-
a sequel.
Watch that trailer and tell me that it's not going to be a reboot.
It's not a reboot. It is a continuation of the story.
But then why are they going back?
Because
That whole movie is going back.
member berries. Anyway,
Member berries?
Member berries. Okay.
I want The Matrix so bad to be so good because it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
So I'm gonna just go through these as I have them written down here. These are my main questions going through the trailer. One of my big sources for all this was New Rockstars. I watched New Rockstars. Eric Voss, my boy, behind or in front of blue stuff. Anyways, so Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Do you know who Neil Patrick Harris is?
You ever seen
You ever seen Harold and Kumar?
I'm blind. I don't know who you're talking
You ever
to.
seen Harold and Kumar?
Huh?
You ever seen Harold and Kumar?
Huh? You mean the guy that's in the back? He's like,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Do we have a Dookie Howser?
Dookie Howser. Okay. He
man.
plays the shrink. He plays Neo's shrink in this movie. He's playing
What?
you know, like a therapist. Sorry.
I gotta
You want
take the
technical
glasses
term?
off of this. Oh shit.
He plays Neo's shrink.
Excuse me, y'all.
Okay.
No, keep going.
I'm happy to see Neil Patrick Harris.
I wanted. Yeah, there's no problem with him being in it. It's
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's initial thought. Okay, so the deja vu cat.
yeah.
we all remember
the Deja Vu cat.
We all
that.
remember the scene from the first movie where the cat walks by and Neo's like, "Oh, I just saw a black cat." Okay, and then Morpheus is like, "Oh, that means there was a glitch in the Matrix or something like that." Okay, so the deja vu cat jumps up onto the desk at the therapist's office.
And does that same meow.
You'll notice that the golden sunrise, the tint that's taken over the Matrix. Remember how back in the original movie it was all green and shit?
It's been such a long time.
Back in the original movie, there was a green ass tint.
I'm
to
having
every
a
scene.
glitch right now.
Now it's all like photorealistic again, but there's like this golden sunrise whenever anyone's outside. There's this golden hue to everything. The deja vu cat jumping in front of Sati at the end of the third Matrix, when basically everything's resetting. So it's no longer the green, eerie Agent Smith stuck in a cubicle Matrix. It's now this rebooted version of the
Open world.
Matrix where people even have the choice of whether or not they want to be part of the Matrix or live in the real. The desert of the real.
Man, you better stop tinkling my spider
The
senses.
seventh Matrix, possibly relating to the seventh day, a true beginning. So, like, seeing the sixth day when everything was kind of fucked up before God pulled it all together, yeah, I could see how that'd be all jacked up.
Yeah, that's true. And history does repeat itself.
Sati being a little Asian or Indian character.
Yeah.
Sorry about race.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, the cat was related to her, and it was her sunrise. It was her sunrise for
It was
Neo.
her sunrise for Neo. Yes.
So, like, this whole new Matrix where people have choice, do you think it's going to pan out? Is it real choice?
Red or blue pill?
No,
Choose.
because
No,
it's,
we're not even there yet.
It doesn't even matter, because if you're in the Matrix, you don't have a choice. Even if you do take a red pill, you have to get out. And if you do get out, you're still ran by the machines.
You're still, yeah. Because
No.
this whole
What?
piece, the machines and the
forgot.
humans brokered a peace at the
Did
end
you guys
of
watch the
third
animated
Matrix,
series as
basically.
well?
I did not
I
watch
watched them all.
Animatrix. I did not watch Animatrix.
You don't really have to.
Yeah.
You really don't have to. It's
But let's dive back in.
Lots of blue in the shrink's room.
A lot of blue in the Shanks room.
The Shrink.
That's a pretty cool song
The
name.
guy, right? So the Shrink, played
Right?
by Neil
Good
Patrick
job.
Harris, has blue glasses. There's blue, like, in the jar over there. There's the butterfly and the painting is blue.
I haven't seen.
Now,
it yet.
blue.
He's a
Blue,
program.
blue,
I'm blue.
Blue.
I'm a D
But what do you think when you think of blue in
Those
Matrix?
spots
What do you think when you think of blue in Matrix?
Blue pill.
What was the blue pill for?
What? Just
To
not.
stay in the Matrix.
I'll take that.
To stay in the Matrix.
I'll take it.
I don't want any of what you're selling. I just want to hang out here in the Matrix and eat my steaks.
Wait a minute. All right. Okay.
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 So,
okay.
A lot
I
of blue.
take that back.
A lot of blue going on in the shrink's office. Okay.
Okay. There's a lot of blue. Okay. There's a lot
All
of
right.
blue.
Neo possibly still being able to see this new Matrix as code, even though he's now been plugged back in, and he's part of this again. In the trailer, he seems to be a person within the Matrix. He's not comfortable. He's having dreams, nightmares, really, where like he's seeing past events. And these are events that happened in the first Matrix movie, or third or second Matrix movie.
Wait, have you seen the trailer?
He has not seen it.
No, I'm not gonna.
I was
I
walking
have a
through this.
little bit.
Yeah,
Don't
we'll be
just
walking
let.
through this.
Yes,
Yeah, good.
thank
Okay,
you. Walk
okay.
me through this, baby. Walk me through this.
So,
I'm
like-
a baby right now.
Like I said, Neo being plugged back into the Matrix after the events in Revolutions. where he had his eyes scarred and he sacrificed himself so that the humans and machines could make a peace, and release the 7th version of the Matrix where people have the ability to choose whether or not they want to be plugged in.
So they basically lied to him the first time.
Okay? So the Trinity scene from the beginning of the first movie happening again in a new version of the Matrix, along with Neo being absorbed by a mirror, similar to the way he was absorbed by the mirror in the first Matrix. So it's like everything is replaying, but a little bit different, as in a different character.
Different universe.
The actress, help me out here, she was in, like, not Winona Ryder, but Christina Ricci is supposed to be in the Matrix Resurrections. This is the Matrix. Christina Ricci is supposed to be in there, okay? But we don't know what character she's playing. Just like there's a younger version of Morpheus in this movie, do you think there's a younger version of Trinity, played by Christina Ricci, who's playing out the same events within this universe?
What do you think? I mean, why wouldn't it be? You know? Because this is a whole new Matrix.
In this one scene, they're in a theater, and it seems like on the projector screen that they're playing a clip of the shit that happened in the original Matrix movie.
Which was
In a
Neo
movie?
Now, remember how Neo,
Yes.
is having dreams of this. Imagine if his new job, he was some sort of dev or like a movie producer pitching to his boss, hey, I've had this idea of something called the Matrix.
Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Got it. Good.
So
we figured it out.
Could the Matrix exist within this newer version of this Matrix? As a medium,
It depends on how you view it. You, as the viewer, have the choice to view things how you want to view them.
So
you can make your own Matrix if you want. You can make your own Cyberpunk if you want.
You should definitely watch like all 3 movies because they are so
I'm just
good.
saying,
They are so good.
If you're gonna do any kind of pill taking, do vitamins. Vitamins is the way to go.
Coming from the guy
Yeah.
who takes 14 kratom a day. Anyways, moving on. So, the prescription bottle that Neo is taking blue pills from, there's this scene where he's standing at a sink and he is taking blue pills. Remember how he's only...
Blueberries, okay.
He was only offered 1 blue pill and 1 red pill by Morpheus. What if his therapist, who has a bunch of blue in his office, is prescribing him a constant dose of blue pills to keep him locked in the Matrix?
Locked in the Matrix, because...
Okay. So that prescription bottle Neo takes his blue pills from says take 1 daily, but he's sitting there taking them handfuls at the time.
How is he getting that much fucking dosage? First of all,
let's see. It's called ontolofloxacin, reference to ontology. Ontology, which is literally a
you're
branch.
intolerable to
It's
anything.
a branch of metaphysics that explores the nature of being. So the drug that he's taking, the blue pill, is literally subduing one's overreaching perception of reality.
So you can never overreach the
perception
perception
of
that
reality
you're
that you're
in.
currently
Yep.
living in.
So if we're in this reality, we can never overreach it. Like so we could be...
This therapist that's sitting in front of him prescribing him these blue pills is just a program within the system to keep you taking those blue pills so that you stay within the Matrix.
Yep.
Okay, give me the... Okay, can I have a dose? No, I don't want a dose of anything.
So when Neo looks in a mirror in this one scene, it shows him as an older version of himself. Why old Neo in the mirror? Maybe the OG anomaly? Because he is not the first version of the One. There's been a version of the One in all the other 5 versions of the Matrix
Except for
before
the
him.
first one.
It's like a re-enhancement of some...
Is he seeing his older self, or is he seeing the OG anomaly?
No, he must have died a couple of times in the Matrix.
Well, yeah, there were ones
But
where he sacrificed himself in every one.
Okay, so then he's back, right? So that's like an avatar being reborn again to fulfill what that they're here to do. Kind of like the Internals. Like they're here to protect us, but they don't die, but they exist in so many different realms that it's not... You can make things that are kind of similar, but they're not exact.
So later Neo meets up with this chick who's played by a certain actor, not sure her name, but she looks like she could be an older version of that young girl who the Deja Vu cat ran up on back in the Matrix Revolutions.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting my movies twisted.
But he meets up with her at a diner. Could this diner that Neo visits be the same place that he talked about in the first movie? Remember in the first movie when they're driving past a place, he's like, I used to eat there.
Are
They
you
have
talking about
really good noodles.
when they're in the fucking like?
They're in
They're
the
in
car.
the car.
Yeah,
It's just
and he's
like-
And he's like,
And
dude,
and that chick's like there with the little fucking.
They're just
like,
oh no, this is
Oh,
after
my
that
God,
part.
hey,
But
hey,
they're in the car again, and they
Neo-
drive past a place.
Neo
and-
has been unplugged. He's been shown the real world by Morpheus and Trinity and all them. He's struggling to deal with it.
It's been a while, bro.
He's
Like even if you.
listen. He's struggling to deal with it, but they're like, we got to move forward, so we're going to plug you into the Matrix and take you on a mission with us.
going to see the architect,
As they're driving to the to the Oracle.
the Oracle.
As they're driving to the Oracle, they pass a place that he used to go every day,
To eat noodles.
and he
He's
said
like,
that
"That
place
place has
has
very
really
Don't
good noodles.
Remember?
Now,
I don't.
We're just
remember.
explaining it to you.
The
We're explaining it to
the
you.
diner
It's
that
not
he
gonna help.
visits.
I know you
meet
don't have
this
to help,
older
but we're
chick.
explaining you the
No,
movie.
I said it's not gonna help.
The
'cause I don't
diner,
have-
the diner that he visits in this trailer for the new movie, where he finds the older version of what could be the older version of Sati, the little girl from the old movies. Is it the same diner that he used to get those noodles from that he talked about way back in the first movie? It'd be pretty cool, huh?
It would be cool if I knew what the fuck you guys were talking about.
Okay. Well, you need to watch the movies. You need to
Exactly.
watch-
It's been a while, man. Like
Derek,
it's been
yes
such
or
a long
no?
time.
Do you think it's the same place?
Absolutely. No, it is because it's this.
Derek's
the Matrix-
calling it right now. Derek's calling it right now. It is definitely the old place.
I have so much to say.
The elevator. Remember the
Oh,
elevator?
yeah,
When
yeah,
it's
yeah.
showing that up into the mirror and back down on them. So, like, regarding the people in the elevator glued to their devices,
No.
could this be another key way that the slaves of the Matrix are convinced to stay plugged in?
Now, I have something to say about the elevator. Remember the first movie where he grabs Trinity and he's standing on the elevator and shoots the cable, and then he looks up while he's in the elevator and says, "There is no spoon." Just like how in the trailer he looks up and then he sees all these people on the phone.
Oh, you think there's going to be a reference to There Is No Spoon?
No, I just think that this whole movie is a whole reference of the first movie. It's just people have to catch it.
There is no Matrix this time.
There is no Matrix. I think the Matrix and the real world are the same thing. In this Matrix,
Can I
because
say
they tried to
something?
fix it.
How could scenes from the first movie be on the projector?
What?
How could scenes from the first movie be showing on that projector? Do you think it's a huge trailer mislead?
I don't think it is. No, because why would they do something that I've never heard of that before? That projection of Neo getting sucked up by the
Mirror.
liquid metal of the
Yeah.
mirror or whatever, as the Matrix or whatever. That did happen, and they are definitely showing that. And why is there a SWAT team and police going through a projection screen with a bunch of computers behind it?
That's where him and New Morpheus meet up, essentially, and New Morpheus
Right.
offers him the red pill.
And I think the new Morpheus is not showing Neo the path. I'm pretty sure Neo wakes up and shows Morpheus the path, and Morpheus is trying to wake people up. He's looking for the one, but Neo's over here. He's like, dude, I'm the one. You're looking for the wrong person.
But remember that, like, that one scene from the trailer where there's, like, a blue portal thing putting together something that looks like a human, and it looks like that character's, or that actor's character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think this Morpheus is a program developed by the machines to maybe help Neo break out,
Maybe, but do you,
or stop Neo from breaking out by offering him a false reality.
that is true. But so, another question. What is Trinity doing in the Matrix as well? And
They are tied together.
They are tied-
together.
they're tied together.
There's just
like when the Oracle
like
said,
Eric
"You will-"
was talking about on New Rockstars, where he's like, the time that Neo puts his hands up and blocks all the bullets, like Trinity has her hand on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So many of the scenes you see them physically touching. I think they can both use their anomalistic properties within the Matrix, but only together can they like fully break reality the way that the one used to. It's no longer the one; it's the two.
the two.
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve.
which is biblical.
There's so much
which
biblical
follows the
But just like even like the original movies, there was
called
so
it right here. Called it right
biblical.
here. Called it right here. Called it right
You
here.
heard it right here first on the Team Talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team talks, baby.
Buttholes.
And
And
stuff.
dicks.
Ew.
Hold on, Derek, you're tipping the camera. So, guys,
The Team Talks.
the team talks. Any recommendations? What have you been watching or playing lately?
You know what I did? I didn't even told you or you. Do you remember The Godfather for the PS2 and then they ported it on the PS3?
Unfortunately.
Who doesn't love The Godfather? And when they made this game, they used a lot of the same voice actors from the movie. It's a very good game. It's like GTA, but back in 2002.
Yeah, when anything couldn't go over 65
And
miles
it's
per hour.
It's based in the 40s, interrogation, taken over. I just love that culture. I love that culture. The Italian culture back in the 40s in New York.
So you're
And
literally recommending
I
someone-
paid $50 for this game for PS3 because it was ported on the PS3.
You're
called
seriously
Dungeon.
recommending someone pull out their PS3, dust it off, and play the original Mafia.
No, Godfather.
Oh, The Godfather.
The Godfather.
Same difference.
Dude, why'd you slap me?
Come on, shit, dog.
Why'd you slap me, man? Shit.
You gotta
Ichi.
slap
Ichi.
me.
I didn't slap you.
Ichi.
Fuck. No.
Ichi.
I was patting your head and took your
What have
glasses.
you been
Don't
playing?
fucking do that.
What have you been playing? What have you been watching?
What do you mean? Black
Just anything.
Panther.
Black Panther 4.
Fucking PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I have an Xbox.
How
but
is
it's-
it? Talk about it.
It's nice, I guess. It's pretty cool when you can dodge shit. But it's not the same when you're like Iron Man. Like you could really you defy like all realms of existence. Like you just like just blowing shit up, and then like you're Black Panther, you're like, like you gotta do weird shit, and then you have to power up.
Oh,
Vibranium.
In other
Yeah,
words,
okay.
if you own the Avengers, you can
Yeah,
now
you
get
gotta-
the
yeah,
you
you
can
have
now
to
get the
do
Black
that.
Panther DLC prescribed by Ichi, like them blue pills by Neil Patrick Harris.
This is
But, yeah.
this is why we're not gonna be able to work that well together, guys. They're not
Any
gonna
recs
like
from
that.
me? You
what
know,
happened?
They're not gonna like that.
What?
I
Black
always
people are
rec-
not gonna like that. You guys like patting me and shit. Like they're not gonna like
hey,
that.
shut up! Shut up! They gonna like anything. I always wreck GTA, but that's stupid. Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator is pretty fun. Shang-Chi, dope as shit. Saw it in theaters. Yeah. Internet Today, YouTube. Kovu Voodoo. Kovu_Voodoo on Twitch.
Pizza,
Pizza.
Ninja Turtles.
Derek will make sure the videos get to you. He doesn't have a place quite yet. But, Winger.
Derek.
This is the team Ichi Bodichi.
Have a good day.